granting a 2,000 pension increase. Siyempre, as one of the main authors ng 2,000 dagdag sa SSS pension, supported talaga ito. And I will active ito, matagal na dapat ito nabigay 2017, 2018, 2019. So,
bago tayo magpatuloy, huwag kalimutang mag-subscribe sa aking channel.
Magandang hapon po sa lahat. It's my honor to sponsor House Bill 3000 or an act mandating a 2,000 peso across the board increase in monthly pension with a corresponding adjustment of the minimum monthly pension under the Social Security System, amending for the purpose Section 12 of Republic Act number 11199, otherwise known as the Social Security System of 2018. The Social Security System is established to provide a sound and viable tax-exempt Social Security system suitable to the needs of the people throughout the Philippines, which shall promote social justice through savings and ensure meaningful social security protection to members and their beneficiaries against the hazards of disability, sickness, maternity, old age, death, and other contingencies resulting in loss of income or financial burden. The present law governing the country's social security system is enacted in 2018, which is Republic Act 11199 or the SSS Law of 2018, aims to strengthen the pension fund through the implementation of the gradual increase on monthly contributions starting at 12% in 2019, leading eventually to 15% in these challenging times. Current inflation rate soars to nearly 14% high of a 14-year high of 8%. The 8% posted in November of 2022 is considered the highest since the 9.1 figure in November of 2008, when the world suffered a financial crisis. As the inflation rate increases, the purchasing power of peso unfortunately declines. According to the Philippine Statistics Authority, the purchasing power of the Philippine peso saw a decline in the past 3 years due to inflation. The PSA stated that the purchasing power of the peso eroded to 85 centavos in October 2022. Yes, you heard that right. Out of 1 peso is now worth 85 centavos. This bill seeks a grant and across the board of 2,000 pesos hike to be given in 4 tranches, which is 500 pesos per year until the full amount is given on the monthly pension under the SSS to help augment the meager income or the meager amount the pensioners currently receive as monthly pension for their food supplements and other maintenance requirements. The proposed pension hike shall also result in the concomitant adjustment of minimum pension prescribed in Section 12 of the new SSS law. In view of the foregoing, Mr. Chair, the approval of this proposed measure is earnestly sought.
Chair, so this House Joint Resolution number 1 aims to mandate the implementation of the second tranche of the 2000 in the year 2017. We have here a refiled approved bill during the last Congress, the payment of the second tranche of the another 1,000. So dahil din po doon sinabi ng ating parehas lang po tayo with the representative Ago, yung mga reason of inflation, the impact of lowering of the purchasing power of the peso, and the additional taxes, etc. And to provide protection for our pensioners. Kaya kami po ay gusto nating singilin. Gusto nating i-mandate na makuha po ng ating mga pensioner yung additional 1,000 po. So inaasahan natin na sana ito ay maaprubahan din ng committee na ito.
Ni kay Rep. Mark Go, granting a 2,000 pension increase. Siyempre, as one of the main authors ng 2,000 dagdag sa SSS pension, supported talaga ito. And I will say why later on. House Joint Resolution number 1 ni Rep. Castro, ni Rep. Arlene Brosas at ni Rep. Manuel, very important yun. Kasi pag-recognize, matagal nang hinihintay yung 1,000 increase. Do they contradict? No. Actually, tama itong dalawang bills. Itong HJR 1, parang retroactive ito. Matagal na dapat ito nabigay 2017, 2018, 2019. So, pandugtong lang yan doon sa pangako dati. At yung kay Rep. Mark Go ay prospective. No? So, very good combination yung dalawang bills. Now, the answer of SSS has always been the same since I first filed the bill way back in 2011 for a 2,000 peso increase. At ang palaging sinasabi, una, walang pondo. Pangalawa, maapektuhan ang actuarial life. At pangatlo, madlalaki ang unfunded liability. So therefore, hindi sila susuporta. Lahat ng actuarial studies ay, of course, lahat ng insurance, may ending. Walang insurance na walang ending sa totoo lang kung tutuusin mo. Lalo na may sinasabi pa nga kanina ang SSS na may demographic shift. Diba? So talagang ganun yun. Ang actuarial study, siyempre lahat ng increase ng pension, bababa talaga yung lifespan ng pondo. May epekto talaga whether it's 1 year or 6 months or 3 years, di ba? So hindi pwedeng hindi mo susuportahan ang isang pag-increase ng pension dahil iiksi ang lifespan ng pondo. Otherwise, wala na talagang increase yun forever, di ba? At saka yung walang pondo, yun palagi ang naggamit, kulang ng pondo. Palagi naming sinasabi noon pa man, at ibang kasamahan ko dito were part of that advocacy, talaga nga bang wala kayong pondo? Next slide please. Ito ang palagi naming sinasabi, ayusin nyo kaya ang collection nyo. At hindi totoo yung sinabi kanina ni Attorney Cruz, na actually kung tumaas ang collection namin, wala namang epekto sa pondo yan. Of course, may epekto yan. Kung tumaas yung collection rate mo at dumami ang nagbibigay, lumalaki ang capital mo for investment. And, di ba? Parang may isang korporasyon, instead of 10 billion lang yung capital niya, naging 20-30 billion, di ba? So, hindi pwedeng sabi, wala namang impact yan sa life. Pa-impact yan. Kaya, hindi naman tama na sabihin nyo. So, i-raise ko lang muna. May pagbabago ba dito? Tinanong ni Rep. Castro kanina, ano ba nangyari sa collection rate efficiency niyo? Look at the data in 2016. There were 34.8 million members. Ang paying members is 14.4 million. So sabi namin sa SS, ano nangyari doon sa more than kalahati? Halos 20 million ang hindi nakukoleksyonan. Noong 2017, it's 36 million members, 15.1 ang nare-remit ng employers. 2019, 37.7 million ang members ng SSS, abay 17 million lang ang nakokoleksyonan nyo. So sabi namin, ngayon, ang tanong sa SSS, 40.52 million na ang members nyo. This is according to SSS. Lahat naman yan sa facts and figures ng SSS. So ilan na ba nakokoleksyonan nyo? Kung the same pa rin, na may missing pa rin kayo na more than kalahati na nakokoleksyonan, ibig sabihin, dismal ang collection rate efficiency. Hindi pwedeng sabihin na walang impact eh. May impact yan. Kasi halimbawa, dyan sa 37 million ng 2019, pag may 20 million kayo na hindi na-collect, kahit 10 million lang ang na-collect nyo dyan, 10 milyong miyembro nagbigay, tataas actually ang pondo nyo, hahaba yung actuarial life nyo. Liliit yung unfunded liability nyo. At later on, pag mag-retire yan, of course, later on, may benefits yan. But for now, tumaas ang pondo nyo. So, siguro, very strict talaga ang komite dito na humingi ng datos on collection kasi they've been promising that since 2014. Hindi nila yan binibigay at all. Sasabihin nila, hindi, maayos naman collection rate efficiency namin, pero ayaw nila magbigay ng data. I've seen so many committee hearings that require yan. Never have I seen any report on the part of SSS on this. But they're claiming 90% collection rate efficiency. Kaya yun yung first. Next slide, please. Ngayon, ang sabi nila, pag nag-increase ka ng pension, di kawawa naman yung future. 3-4 na beses yung inulit eh. Kasi yun ang ginamit na argumento ng SSS noon pa man. Sabi namin, pag hindi kayo nakakoleksyon, pag di kayo ang tumulong na mawalan ng funding ang SSS, hindi yung membro na humihingi ng dagdag na pensyon. Kasi kung hindi kayo nakakolekt, di ibig sabihin, hindi nyo na kolekta ang dapat yung makuha. Nasabi ko na kanina, lumalaki ang mga liabilities, lumiliit ang pondo nyo. So huwag niyong sisihin ang members na humingi ng dagdag pensyon. Para sa akin, I've been stressing it all along. Baka sisihin niyo sarili niyo. Kasi unahin niyo muna yung efficiency niyo bago niyo sabihin na, tsaka tayo mag-usap. Medyo maliit lang kasi easy terms ng SSS palagi. Increase ng pension, dagdagan natin ang kontribusyon. Sabi namin, let's talk about dagdag na contribution after dagdagan nyo ang koleksyon. Is that unfair? No. Is it unreasonable? No. Mandato ng SSS na koleksyonan. Pero may data dyan na marami silang employers na pinapakawalan. So, ngayon, ang sabi nila, mababankrupt talaga tayo. Walang SSS sa buong mundo na babankrupt, Mr. Chair. Kaya yung pagpanakot nila sa future workers, sa divide and rule tactics, para yung future workers, pensioners, lalabanan ito. Pero dapat ang future workers, pensioners, at yung current pensioners, magkaisa kayo para singilin ng SSS. Bakit inefficient ang collection and investment task mandate nyo? Kasi yun ang punot dulo ng kawalan palagi ng sinasabing walang pondo. So, ngayon, kung sabihin nila na talagang mahirap magdagdag ng pondo kasi talagang hindi namin makolekta na, i-admit na nila na hindi makolekta. Kasi yun lang naman hinihintay natin. Hindi nyo ba makolekta talaga yan? There has always been, kaya hindi na ba bankrupt yung mga social pension? Because there is always a provision. In the Republic Act 11199, even in the original SSS law, may kontribusyon ang gobyerno. So you can always resort to that. Ang sabi dito sa pinaka-recent law, RA 11199, as the contribution of the government to the operation of the SSS, Congress shall annually appropriate the necessary sum to meet estimated expenses. Sorry, balik lang. Solusyon na yan. Last slide ko na yan. Shall appropriate annually the necessary sum to keep the estimated expenses of SSS for each ensuing year. Ang ibig sabihin nito, ang operating expense ng SSS, yung sahod nila, pwedeng i-appropriate yan sa GAA. Kaya maybe some members of the House will think about doon sa GAA deliberations next year of including the operations of SSS. Hindi naman siya malaki. It ranges from 6. Dati umabot yan ng 10 to 11 billion. Siyempre, na-criticize ko yon. Laki-laki naman ang cost nyo. Hindi namin yan makilatis kasi hindi kayo humihingi ng budget sa amin. Kaya hindi namin makilatis yung expenses nyo. Ngayon, dito sa Congress, sila pupunta para humingi ng budget. Is that fair? I think so. Ang Kongreso, naglalaan tayo ng pondo para sa sahod, benefits ng employees ng DOH. Kasi government employees sila. Ang SSS, government employees din. So bakit hindi natin i-budgetan din yan? Ngayon, nanggagaling yung pondo nila for operating expense sa miyembro. Unfair naman yun. Hirap na nga yung mga miyembro, pati pala sweldo at iba pang mga operating cost ng SSS, advertising, mga rental, etc. Karga ng mahirap na miyembro. Hindi naman siguro fair yon, especially since pareho lang naman sila. Ang government employees ng DPWH at DOH at pareho rin sa SSS. So bakit hindi natin yan laanan? Every budget sa Kongreso. Japan does that. Vietnam does that. Diba? I mean, the other countries do that eh. So, pwedeng ganon. Now, next, go to the next paragraph. In addition, next paragraph lang muna. In addition, Congress shall appropriate from time to time ito, kanina annually yun yung budget. Time to time, such sums as may be needed to assure the maintenance of adequate working balance of the funds of the SSS. Dito papasok ngayon yung pension. And other benefits. Pwede namang laanan yan sa GAA. Ang ibig ko lang sabihin, ang first layer, of course, SSS. Only when you have efficiently collected yung mga dapat yung kolektahin, maayos na yung investment nyo, at nag-reform na kayo, at kulang pa rin kapos, then the government comes in para doon sa second paragraph. Pero hindi pwedeng sagaa lang na i-rely palagi kasi kayo ang may mandato sa SSS na gumawa niyan. Is that parang relying mainly on SSS? I don't think it's unfounded yung pag-rely. Sabi kanina, first layer lang kami. Ano ang second layer? Ang second layer, savings nyo. Savings ng manggagawa and or private insurance nyo. Yan ang second layer. So, be realistic. I think hindi ako nag-agree na tawagin ng SSS ang mga authors ng bill na ito, ang mga kongresista, na kulang kayo ng financial literacy. Kanina narinig ko, very basic yan sa financial literacy. Pag tinuturo namin yan, hindi lang yung SSS, mag-savings kayo. O kaya kumuha kayo ng private insurance. My God, paano magawa ng manggagawa? Hindi nga makabayad ng premium sa PhilHealth. Pakunin mo pa ng private insurance. It is SSS whose financial literacy is unrealistic rather than the members of the House who author these bills. Nakita nila yan, of course, first layer ang Kongreso. But we don't expect workers now to have savings. We don't expect workers now to be able to afford getting a private insurance. Hindi out of this world ang SSS opinion dito. And for me, the one that must beef up its financial literacy is SSS rather than the House. So, ngayon, let's go to the last slide on solutions. Anong gagawin natin? Well, next slide please. Ang tingin ko, yung unang solusyon talaga dyan, increase collection rate and investment efficiency. Whether it's for the unemployment benefits ng 4 bills or for the pension sa naka-2 bills. At gusto kong itanong sa SSS, nag-ayos nga, they've been promising me that since 2011 when I filed the bill. Ayos na ba itong collection rate efficiency nyo? I mean, in 2017, 13.7 billion in unremitted contributions from 122,658 employers. Hindi nyo ba masingil yan? Oh, ang total no, bilang-bilang ko, SSS, facts and figures, COA reports, 196 billion uncollected premium in 2019 from 463,261 employers. Sabihin ng SSS, maayos naman yung collection namin. Anyway, kung makolect namin, wala namang increase. Of course not. Dadagdagan ka ng 186 billion. Ayaw mo nun. Di ba? I don't see the logic na pag increase kami ng collection rate, walang impact sa funding. Collectionin nyo po muna yan. Bago nyo sabihin na mag-increase tayo ng contribution or bago nyo sabihin, hindi namin kaya, wala kaming pondo. Ayan no, kung makolekta nyo 186, hindi ba dagdag na pondo yan? I mean, that's for every year. How many yung uncollected nyo? Tapos naayos na ba ninyo ang mga katulad nito? I found sometime, I think 2017, 20, ano yan, series yan, 2017, 2018, 2019. Dapat, Mr. Chair, itanong din ng SSS, banks kung saan diniposito ng members ang kanilang kontribusyon, hindi pinopost sa website ng SSS. Ang nakita ko noong 2017, 8.65 billion. Ang hindi pinost ng banks on time. And I'd like to ask the committee maybe can ask the SS, tuloy-tuloy pa ba yan? Kasi pag hindi na-post ng bangko, may irregularity na yan. Pangalawa yung, what happens to the interest? If may premium sa'yo na 1 billion pesos, dinelay mo lang yung by 1 month yung pag-post noon, may interest yun eh. So what happens there? Yun ang tanong palagi sa kanila, di ba? And secondly, kawawa naman ng membro, nagbayad na pala siya, kailangan niya ng SSS, hindi na post, delinquente pala siya kasi hindi na post ng bangko. That's another question na dapat siguro isettle ng SSS bago siya mag-claim na walang pondo, di ba? Ang pangatlo, meron pang mga COA reports na may mga uncollected commercial loans kayo from non-existing companies. Why did you lend? 823 million na ang nakita ko, I think, way back in 2017 or 18. But still, ba't ka nagpahiram sa non-existing companies? Hindi mo ngayon makolek yan. Tapos sabihin mo, wala kang pondo. I mean, 823 million is still a big sum. Tapos meron pa sila sa kanilang financial, ito, hindi ko alam paano maintindihan. Pero maybe SSS can explain. Noong 2017, may 25.7 billion sila na accumulated impairment loss. So is that a financial discrepancy lang term or something there? May mga uncollected condo dues sila, invest sila sa condo, hindi nila makollect ang dues, 1.1 billion. All these things are efficient investment efficiency issues. Kaya pag sinabi kasi ng SSS na wala kaming pondo, tapos makita ng taong bayad, may ganito kayong mga inefficiencies, parang ang hirap i-explain na hindi namin ma-afford yan. So, next slide please. So ngayon, syempre, ang isang hinihingi namin dati dyan, decrease in unnecessary bonuses and operation cost of SSS officials, mga top ranking. Especially those sitting in corporation, in boards na kung saan may investment ng SSS. May na-notice kasi kami dati na may mga perks and benefits yung SSS officials na nakaupo sa mga boards na hindi naman nare-remit sa SSS. In fact, they're just sitting there on behalf of the members. So why should these perks? Meron kami nakita, I think it was 200 million na parang quote-unquote retirement benefits. All these things add up to the pent-up emotions of the pensioners and the members na kami tumatanggap ng 1,200 pesos a month tapos you're earning this much. Those are the things that SSS has to resolve. Hindi pwedeng diretso agad sa walang pondo. Mag-reform mo na kaya sa loob bago doon sa taong bayan. And of course, if worse comes to worse, government can also input sa SSS funds similar to that in Japan, Thailand, Vietnam through the GAA or off-budget accounts, malampaya, for other government sources, pwede naman yon. Pero last resort yon in the sense na tingnan mo na ng SSS yung pondo niya. But of course, the operating cost, ang proposal ko talaga dyan, government na magpondo niya, wag na yung mahihirap na miyembro ang magpopondo ng sahod ng mga officials ng SSS. So, in summary, Mr. Chair, the usual argument has returned. The problem is, wala akong nakikitang abanse sa usual argument. The usual argument, walang pondo. Pero pag nakikita mo, hindi naman nagko-collect ng tama. I mean, hundreds of thousands of employers are not remitting, hindi mako-collect. So, hindi talaga, tapos tatakutin ang mga members na, oy, mawawalan kayo ng pondo, sisihin nyo yung mga congressman na nagpa-file ng bill. No, sisihin ng SSS kasi hindi kayo nagko-collect. May mga palpak na investments So hindi yan unfounded yung mga bills na to. They're not only meritorious, but I believe SSS can afford it. Secondly, demographic shift. May demographic shift. Of course, all countries have demographic shifts. Increase in life expectancy, di ba? Ganun naman nangyayari. And fertility rates. O ba't hindi na bankrupt yung ibang mga bansa? Because judicious ang paggamit ng pondo. Because maayos yung koleksyon. Because maayos yung investment. Because hindi nila pinapaano yung mga officials nila ng perks and bonuses. All these things come together. Kaya I really support the social justice provisions of these various bills, and I believe that unless the SSS can show to the House of Representatives and to the members and to the pensioners that they have reformed, they have been efficient in collection, efficient in investment, really judicious in giving perks and benefits, then probably let's think, di sige, hanap tayo ng ibang paraan, ibang source para sa pension increase. But as long as SSS cannot answer those questions squarely, their allegation that maubusan sila ng pondo is of no moment. So I support the bills, Mr. Chair, and the chairman for facilitating these bills. I support them and really hope that the committee will approve the bill and the plenary will approve these bills for the benefit of our people and our pensioners. Salamat po, Mr. Chair. Thank you very much.
Has brought up several points and I would like to respond to them. First, yung sinasabi na paulit-ulit namin sinasabi na walang pondo, maikli ang fund life, malaki ang unfunded liability. That's because that's the truth. It will not, this is actuarial science. This is not based on opinion. You know, what is true according to science will remain true. Kaya palagi po naming sasabihin yun. In much as na paulit-ulit din binibring up ni Attorney Colmenares yung mga isyong ito. Yung sinabi niya na lahat naman ng mga social insurance schemes may limited fund life. And that's true. And that's one proof that it's not necessarily true that SSS is mismanaging fund. Talagang that's a factual truth that majority, most all social insurance schemes in the world are unfunded, have huge unfunded liabilities, have short fund lives. It may interest the members of the committee to know that, in fact, the U.S. Social Security system has a shorter fund life than that of the Philippines. Yung sinasabi na, and it's not true na lahat ng social insurance scheme ay maikli ang fund life. The committee might be aware that in 2021 we introduced the WISP. It's the defined contribution portion of the SSS contributions. Yung WISP po, which corresponds to the contribution above the 20,000 income, perpetual po yon kasi that's fully funded. Kumbaga, yung pondong above a certain threshold ng miyembro napupunta sa individual accounts niya. Defined contribution po yon. So merong mga schemes like Singapore has a provident fund scheme na walang problema with respect to unfunded liabilities. But karamihan meron kasi nasa defined benefit po tayo. Hindi ko na po ulitin siguro yung na-misquote sa akin na about uncollectibles. As I said, the SSS does not approve, is opposed to employers not remitting their contributions. We would continuously exert efforts to go after employers who are not remitting contributions. Yung sinabi pong poor collection, yung sinite na numbers niya na 40 million workers, that's the entire labor force. As the committee members may know, a significant portion of our labor force come from the informal sector. Diba? Kaya it's practically impossible for SSS to go after every barker sa mga pedicab stops o sa mga nagtitinda ng taho na magbayad sila ng SSS. Totoo po yan. And it's not, the Philippines is not alone. I just attended a conference of the ASEAN Social Security. Ang Laos, napakababa ng collection nila kasi very rural sila. Wala silang collection sa mga informal sector. Having said that, we are continually developing programs to encourage the informal sector. Kasi in effect po, kahit mandated by law yan, as you might know, hindi naman talaga natin pwedeng pwersahin yung mga kababayan natin na magbayad ng SSS. The best that we can do is to encourage and promote SSS to them. Si Attorney Colmenares criticized what I said about the SSS not being the sole source of retirement income. Hindi po ako nagsabing, wala po akong sinasabing financial illiterate ang committee ito. Mas sinasabi ko lang po, kailangan natin improve ang financial literacy ng ating mga kababayan. Yung three-legged stool of retirement, SSS, corporate pension po ito and not private insurance. That's corporate pension. Natatandaan nyo siguro noong araw, karamihan sa inyo, yung mga nagtatrabaho sa kumpanya, may corporate pension. And the third leg is personal savings. I've shown po sa chat box mga established concepts on this three-legged stool concept of retirement planning. Hindi po to invention, address this to Mr. Colmenares. Again, this is basic. Just a simple Google will tell every member of this committee na ganun po talaga ang pagpaplano sa retirement. Marami dapat po kayong sources. Kailangan po nating turuan ng mga kababayan natin dito. Pinointaan po ni Attorney Colmenares yung mga unremitted contributions, yung mga non-posted contributions from banks. That is true. We take note of that. We continue to exert effort on that. But it's not logical to say na pag nakolekta namin yon, maibibigay na yung hinihinging karagdagang pensyon. Tingnan po natin yung number of zeros. Pag tinotal po nyo nasa slides niya, sa kwenta ko, wala pang 250 billion. If you remember what I said earlier, yung unfunded liability natin runs into the trillions. That's 3 extra zeros po. So as much as it's true that the SSS should continue to exert effort in improving its collection efficiency, that alone is not the solution. Ang big elephant in the room pa rin po ay yung the fact that the benefits that we provide are significantly more than the contributions we are collecting. Si Ms. Attorney Colmenares also invoked Section 20 about an annual appropriation of government for the expenses of SSS. Wala po kaming disagreement dito if the Congress saw it fit to support the implementation of Section 20 of RA 1119 regarding annual appropriation. We will not object po. Attorney Colmenares also mentioned something about bonuses received by commissioners. I think he might be referring to yung mga investee corporations, meaning in those corporations where SSS is a significant shareholder, we are entitled to board seats, and we normally nominate some of our commissioners to sit on those boards. We follow the rule po with whatever the honoraria they receive. Hindi nila natatanggap yon. Limited po yan by, I think, by GCG rules, if I'm not mistaken. So they will receive a nominal amount. The excess goes to SSS fund. So it's not true that SSS commissioners are earning millions from being sitting on the board of our investee corporations. I do not contest the desire of Attorney Colmenares to help our SSS members to increase their pension, to increase their benefits. But again, we must also be fiscally responsible.
If sa tingin mo, natulungan ka ng video ko na ito, nakasave ka sa oras mo, you can click yung thanks button at any amount ay malaking help sa pag-grow ng channel ko. Yan lang po muna ang aking update. Sana ay nakatulong na dagdag kaalaman ang aking shinare today. Ang goal ng aking channel ay mag-create ng awareness. Kung ganitong mga topic ang gusto mo, panoorin mo ang mga videos ko na ito. Thanks for watching! Kung may kapamilya, kaibigan o kakilala sa tingin mo ay magiging interesado sa video, please share or tag sila sa comment section. At syempre, if nagustuhan mo ang video, i-like mo na ito at subscribe ka na din. As always, feel free to write your questions, comments, and opinions respectfully, and continue to be a blessing and stay safe.